3, 2, 1. Hi Kiwi, and welcome back to a new episode of Hades 1. This is our mirror setup for the day. We are going to do it. We are going to beat 40 heat with the sword. I'm taking the aspect of Poseidon and the Demeter keepsake. Here's our 40 heat build. We are going for an extreme measures 4 on the sword as the trade-off for going aspect of Poseidon and building around a cast. I have tried some practice runs on this, and I just couldn't make it work with Nemesis yet.
Your mother sends you all her love from Mount Olympus, grandson.
Like, without a good... Okay, yeah, we're going Crystal Beam here. Without a good Athena dash early on in the run, I just cannot seem to pull the win out with aspect of Nemesis. Like, I have the damage, but to get to this heat, a single hit can cost me a run sometimes, especially against a boss. And since I'm running a constantly melee build and I'm using my dashes offensively, the risk of getting hit is just so rough. So I've decided, I practice with Nemesis, I've practiced with the sword mechanics, and I can use what I've learned from aspect of Nemesis with weaving specials and attacks between each other, or dash strikes specifically between each other for maximizing DPS and mobility. But I think a cast build is going to be the way we go here. So, ooh, Artemis, but no, I'm going Chaos. Chaos can give us extra cast, and that will be objectively more important than locking in an early Artemis.
Son of Hades, let me welcome your return here to my space within the underworld, and bid you choose an alteration to the fabric of reality.
All the cast focus things that Chaos can give us, like this, for example, are just so important. We need them. Do I take the hammer for early game? No, I'm going to go... I need to get levels on Crystal Beam early. So that's the route we're going to take. We're going to go, once again, a Crystal Beam build, because where Hestia is my comfort weapon, Crystal Beam is my comfort high heat build, I think. It's not exactly the easiest to pull off reliably, because you do depend on Duo Boon RNG, you depend on Glacial Glare, and you ideally get Arctic Burst, or whatever the boon that I want to say is that makes them explode at 10 chilled stacks. You want to get all of those, but like, even though I've gotten much better at the sword, I'm still not good enough at Nemesis to do high heat runs with it. It's my upper limit of success. One day I will try again. I will try beating 40 heat with a legitimate sword build rather than a cast focused build or my safety build. But this is where we're going for now. Level 2 Crystal Beam, we'll take the shop here because we do need to be careful about tight deadline. While I can weave those dash attacks and specials between each other quite effectively, there's not much I can do early game in terms of overall DPS, and we are going to run into time issues later on in the run if we don't get rooms like this.
Will always be here in your time of need, Princess.
All right, Sisyphus, we'll take the... Oh no, that was a misclick. Oh no, I tried to mash A. Well, could have used that coin. Oh well.
You're always here for me, Baldy. Cheers.
Not ideal, but let's see. Boldy, what did you give us? Cast damage. Okay. Oh my goodness, Boldy gave us 7% cast damage. My man believes in us. Okay. That is amazing. That is actually huge for us. Now, the issue here is the sneak is really hard to hit with the beam, so what I'm trying to do is toss my beams out over here and then go into a corner so he gets into melee position. But he's teleporting all over the place. I think it's probably better if I just... Of course, I got hit by that ringer. We've almost broken his shield. There we go. Okay, we should have him now. I'm just dropping Boldy. I need the HP anyway. Oh, and of course he used that little slowdown as apparently enough for him to get out. Lame. But one more hit and he should be good. There we go. Okay. Well, the run is off to a rough start.
Your foes shall soon find it impossible to overcome your strength combined with mine.
Please give me your dash. I need your dash now. Oh, thank goodness. Okay. That is a huge boon for us. That actually basically takes away the biggest issue I'm having with this run, and that's how often I'm getting hit by using my dash strike. We should be in a much better position now, because not only is it a hit that breaks damage control with when we dash into enemies, it also just gives me a lot more iframes when I'm attacking. It is probably, aside from anything that builds into Crystal Beam, the single most important boon we will have on this run. So getting it early actually makes me feel way better about this run. The issue I was having with Nemesis is, one, we needed Athena's dash just to survive reliably, but then we still wanted to go either Merciful End or a Heartrend build, and reliably getting everything I needed in those builds to make the run work. The RNG gating is just too rough. And that's why I wanted to like litmus test how bad 40 heat would be when I just was deciding between Poseidon aspect versus Nemesis aspect. It's absolutely doable. I am very confident in the fact that at some point, with enough practice, I could legitimately beat this 40 heat on a like attack special focused sword build. Today is just not that day. I don't think it's gonna work. So we're gonna go the good old Mother-in-Law's Fury build. Although I would probably call a fully stacked Demeter build that. This is more just a Crystal Beam build. So the Mother-in-Law's Fury Crystal Beam build. I named it this in my head before I realized that the abbreviation, I was about to say the abbreviation for Mother-in-Law's Fury is MILF. Probably not the best name then, but it's funny enough. We'll just spell it out directly every time. Mother-in-Law's Fury, not MILF. Anyway, we have lost the Death Defiance. I am not surprised. Here, I'm saying right now, like, we're probably gonna have to depend on Patroclus RNG to some amount. I do not imagine I am going to make it through the heroes without having seen Patroclus on the way there. We will see, but Elysium, oh my goodness, Elysium, if we get an Archer or Chariot room, we are going to have an extremely rough time. I can manage with shielders because of how I position around them, but chariots are just brutal with the sword. They really are. Getting as many palm levels as we can on the cast will be huge for our overall DPS potential. So, like, the thing about this is like, I can't ever judge a Hades run by its Tartarus. Tartarus, well, I mean, I can know when a run is going to be off the charts very quickly, but I don't know how the end game is going to be always. Sometimes we don't get the boon we need to make the run happen until Styx shop. So it's hard to say for sure how this is going to go. But we are going to try our best. And, well, like I said before in previous episodes, I am kind of trying to lose my win streak. So if we do eat it on this run, so be it. Once I lose my win streak, I'm going to feel a lot less scared to start popping mods into the run and like messing around with save data, because I want to, I think I'm going to keep those two things separate. Like, I'll have a separate save file for modded and unmodded, but it will be built off of my unmodded save file, the one that does play with mods. I probably don't do that trial. That trial seems like a bad idea, but I could get a Death Defiance from Athena, Demeter with Glacial Glare. Like, it's so tempting. It's so very tempting. I'm doing it. I gotta do it. Look, the only way I'm gonna win this run, is I get an early Glacial Glare and set myself up for a really strong Crystal Beam build. Rare Crop. Ooh. Okay, that's really tempting. Never mind. I'm just gonna reroll.
What I need right now.
Glacial Glare. There we go. Okay. Yeah, I don't think it's worth risking the Rare Crop hitting the dash.
Your choice, cousin. And I, in turn, now have my family's reputation to uphold.
Okay, so we've got Glacial Glare, we've got Crystal Beam. We just need Artemis to show up and give us Crystal Clarity, and ideally her Legendary, but I'm not going to count on her Legendary showing up. It's too unreliable here. The one downside that I will acknowledge is this build doesn't really benefit from Poseidon's dislodging casts faster from enemies, but the 50% universal damage steroid on the cast works well enough. I'm not gonna, like, if I get 50% more damage on anything, I'm happy, whether it's, and there's no conditional to it, it's just use your cast and it does 50% more damage than it would have if you would use a different weapon. I'll take that. I will take that. Also, forgive me a little bit if I'm losing my voice. I have had, work has had me talking a lot this week, and then on top of that, I have recorded for like 2 hours straight, so my throat is just at the end of its wits.
I would very much prefer to think we both know better than to let old grudges stew forever, Zagreus.
All right, Athena, I will take... Honestly, Blinding Flash is a tempting offer, but Deathless Stand that we have to take. We need that Death Defiance. Is this the mid shop? I think this is the end shop. Do I take the free Athena, or do I go for the shop and hope for a roll on Demeter? I think it's better to go with what we know will happen rather than depend on RNG here. We have boons we want from Athena anyway. Blinding Flash now, I'm convinced. I don't know. The special's pretty solid. It's good AoE, and the attack isn't bad either, just to have extra damage. I think I'll take the special, yeah.
Not now.
This will give us an AoE deflect on top of our dash, so it gives us extra safety when we're not dash striking.
I'm taking point against this trash, sisters.
You
back me up.
And realistically speaking, we're gonna have to sell whatever we had gotten there anyway, because we have only 3 boons. So giving up the special isn't a bad option here. It's just kind of a stopgap. Ooh, got clipped by that. All right, well, we've already died once this run, and we might die a second time if I keep dashing onto traps. That is unideal. All right, well, unfortunately, before we get Crystal Clarity, it's going to be a lot harder to reliably DPS her, but I'll try and melee her where I feel it's safe. We are dancing dangerously close to that trap, so I'm trying to kite her out a little bit further if I can. Just keep the crystal beams where I can, and when she phases, it's a lot easier to get a whole bunch of beams on her. On the bright side, though, Chaos with that early second cast is fantastic for us. Really helps a lot. All right, Tartarus cleared. We've already died twice. Not feeling the best about this run, honestly.
The other two took off.
But we're making progress. We beat Tartarus. We've got 43 seconds left on the clock. Once we get Crystal Clarity, and especially if we can get some tier 2s from Demeter, I think our DPS will increase pretty substantially.
Okay.
Oh, wow. Wow, we had better RNG. I'm going to have to reroll here because I'm not selling any of these. Like, that's my entire build right there. Okay, thankfully we did get the special to sell. There we go. Much better. Honestly, the HP is not a bad idea, but I don't think it's worth wasting coin. There are still a lot of boons and palms that we need to afford. So, on to Asphodel. Nope, all bets are off on where this run goes. If I make it through Asphodel, we have a chance, but if I make it through Elysium, we actually have a legitimate chance. I think the sooner we see Crystal Clarity, the better. Hopefully we get Double Edge, because that will massively increase our damage. Piercing Slash isn't, or like, increased, any damage that does increase damage to armor targets is not a bad option, but the hammers are kind of lackluster for a cast build. I mean, there are no cast-specific hammers to begin with, so it's mostly just helps me with the downtime until I get anything that increases my overall survivability or killing potential until we get Crystal Clarity. We'll enjoy. Oh my goodness, there are a lot of projectiles. Oh my goodness. Oh, that's unfortunate.
Never.
Oh goodness, I got overwhelmed very quickly. I got hit by one stone and it was over. All right, so we have died 3 times on this run now. This is going to be a dicey run. I think we already knew that. All right, let's see. Piercing Wave. Raging Slash isn't bad, but I think I'm going to take Piercing Wave because we are going to be going a projectile-based build. We're getting our first Artemis. Of course, we took, I didn't mention it, but we're taking the Artemis Keepsake, of course, because, I mean, I said it before, Crystal Clarity is kind of our win con here, because we have Glacial Glare. We already have a whole lot of levels on our cast, so this is probably our best chance at winning. And again, the Demeter tier 2 that makes chilled stacks deal extra damage. That's probably... Killing Freeze is decent as well, I suppose. Otherwise, just getting whatever I can to increase our survivability in terms of our call. Athena's call will be decent. I don't think I'm going to be able to take Poseidon's Keepsake and hope for Mirage Shot. So unless Poseidon naturally shows up on his own, we're probably not going to be building around Mirage Shot at all. Or his call. So I'm going to be banking on most likely Athena's call for safety if I can get it. But ideally, we don't get any calls until after we've gotten our 2 Hermes boons, so his pool isn't diluted. We want bad news or we want rush delivery.
This time, Zagreus. Don't tell me Wretched Dead again.
It's always Wretched Dead, Artemis. All right, let's see. I guess I'll take her special for now. I wonder if I should have taken her call to sell, but no. Again, we don't want to dilute the pool for Hermes. Okay. Poseidon showing up in Erebus is huge. The odds of me getting him here are low.
One false move is all it takes here, boy.
I'm gonna have to play super safe. We are getting deuce aheads. Oh, those archers. Those archers are gonna clip me if I'm not careful. Like, this is a really icky room. I'm gonna have to play super safe and depend on... Well,
What?
I don't have to play super safe anymore.
Well, that was quick.
I knew the odds were low and fairly stacked against us. I should have, like, tried to kill the archer as quick as possible, but I feel like that would have gotten me hit with all the projectiles coming through from the other enemies. Oh well. Well, we had our chance. We honestly, like, there was a chance, Kiwi. There was a dream there. It unfortunately died very quickly, but there was a chance. Oh my goodness, we have 3 HP left. We only have 1 Death Defiance left. This run is bricked from the start. Alright. Ares, not worth it. Demeter, but a mini boss on Demeter. I need it. We need some damage to make this run happen. Honestly, Nourished Soul isn't terrible either. If she can give us extra survivability, extra HP and healing from that, we could certainly use it. It's really just a matter of, do these guys eat my last Death Defiance like they always love to do? I die to these guys way too often. I'm not going to even risk Boldy yet, but I probably want to use it when I get a chance. Oh, no. Okay. And that is why I sat on Boldy for iframes. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that is exactly why I didn't use Boldy immediately. Well, all right, there goes our last Death Defiance. Kiwi, this run is looking pretty dead. I was hopeful I could use Poseidon's Aspect and a Crystal Beam build to carry the run, because I proved on my trial runs that Nemesis wasn't going to kill it. All right, Snowburst or Nourished Soul. I'm going to roll and hope for something better. Frozen touch. Wow, we really got nothing. Demeter, am I missing a precursor, or what am I? I don't know. Maybe take this as a precursor to her legendary. None of them feel good. Maybe I just, I'm just gonna take her attack, I think. Slowing enemies down more reliably with the extra damage steroid, I think it's probably for the best. It's not ideal, but it locks out a core boon, makes it more likely that we see the boons we want. And I'll just save that call slot for hopefully Poseidon, if not Athena, when they show up. Unless they offer something better. I mean, Athena can offer us Death Defiance. I mean, it's reasonable to consider Blinding Flash, because getting exposed on enemies will mean we can have privileged status, but I think I took Family Favorite on this one, so status privilege isn't actually, or privileged status isn't actually that valuable here, because we don't have it. Alright. That is a lot of enemies. I don't have a deflection on anything other than my dash, so not much I can do about this. Man, I was punished for giving up the deflect special, wasn't I? Like, I think it would have really helped me in those other rooms, just as a, like, means of surviving. Oh, granted, I guess I wasn't using my special that much. I don't know. I'm very much at the point of toss my cast out, dash, and pray that I'm not dead in the next second. We're gonna hold on to this final life like no tomorrow. Another level on the Crystal Beam, excellent. There's Hermes versus Dionysus. We'll take Hermes here. Again, we need cast boons right now. Anything that enhances our cast, like quick reload, would be amazing. Setting up for bad news. If we get bad news, that would be, I mean, not the run winner, but it would certainly help us significantly for our potential outcome. At this point, though, we are set up for Crystal Clarity, so every chance to see Demeter and Artemis is what we're going to have to force. We need to see them as soon as possible. As far as keepsakes onto the next two floors, I think, yeah, like I said before, there's no way I can take a Poseidon keepsake. I think, if anything, honestly, I might take Lucky Tooth onto the next floor to make sure that we survive long enough to even have a chance at seeing Patroclus, because that's how brick this run is. Like, I am holding on. I am one hit from death. Like, I'm pretty sure any of their bombs will just kill me. Like, I am fighting for my life here. Learning's gonna be so rough.
Mess there, Koza. What happened getting here? Oh well, hope your travels run a little smoother here on out.
All right, Hermes, please give me something good. Yeah, I'm just gonna take Hyper Sprint, honestly. There's a Chaos Gate. I don't have the HP for it, do I? I have to take the shop here and hope for a Demeter or an Artemis. They need to show up and give me Crystal Clarity. That's like my win con here, and even then, it's not guaranteed. Dionysus. Oh, Premium Vintage. Okay, I'm taking all the HP I can get here. It's my only I need to have enough survivability to make it through Lernie. Let's not even talk about getting to Elysium. I just need to make it through Lernie first. We've got 3 minutes, which should be enough to kill Lernie, but I'm like 3 hits from death with all that HP. Like, I just needed to, like, max out as much. Okay, yeah, I think we can survive upwards of 4 hits. Fewer if I just stand in the lava and take all that damage, but since he's getting slowed, he is just standing there and letting our crystal beams do work, which is great. The thing about Lernie is, like, we don't necessarily need Crystal Clarity for him, I'm now realizing, because he's very content with just keeping his heads in one place and just letting the beams melt them down. Yeah, once the heads are gone, you have to just toss out new ones to even have a chance of hitting him, but, like, that's not actually that hard to do. And it's mostly, I think it's at this point, it's just play safe. Play so freaking safe that we can't possibly die. Just toss out a beam and move to a place where there aren't, of course, where there aren't enemies. And just let the beams do their job. Use Sisyphus again for iframes, and that's about it. That took out 1 head, which is good. I think we should be down another head. There we go. 3 heads. Nope, that one, the beam trailed off of it. Okay, we did get that one. Oh my goodness, there are so many things. Thankfully, we've only taken about 20 damage. Not bad. And that should be the end of his heads. I think at this point it's a free win. Okay. We pulled it through Lernie pretty convincingly. I mean, if there were... Ah, shoot. I almost had him. I had the flow almost there. Alright. Yui, my heart is racing, and it should not be this hard this early. I am not good at the sword. This is going to be... I think this is going to be the run where we lose our win streak, unfortunately. Like, I can't take Poseidon here. It's too risky. With no Death Defiances, yeah, I think I probably go Lucky Tooth. Not even considering Acorn. We go Lucky Tooth here just to make it to the heroes. And then, I mean, this is unfortunate. I'm not having good pool of Purging RNG, but I don't really have good options to sell either. I have to keep Artemis's special. I think I just have to let go of Hyper Sprint, which sucks. But it is what it is, I guess. I think I'm taking that cast up. We need damage here. We need as much damage as we can, because the faster we kill things, the more likely we can make it to new rooms, see Athena for Death Defiances, and hopefully, again, I think this run is dead if we don't get a Patroclus room. So we have
night in paradise.
we have given ourselves our best shot at surviving to a Patroclus room. I'm going to take the HP here. Hammer would be helpful for damage, but we are depending almost exclusively on our cast at this point. I don't think it's worth it. We need every bit of HP, every bit of survivability that the game is willing to offer us. And then just let our beams do work and hide behind walls where possible for survivability. Oh, Kiwi, I am very on edge, and I'd love to tell stories, but I don't think I can. I think I have to focus on gameplay here. It's too dicey. This run is just way too dicey. If archers are going to stand in the corner and isolate themselves off, that's fine. I can very easily manage them without behind walls. Yeah, okay. So far, our first room, pretty clean. Pretty clean so far. We've got a lot more HP. I probably should take the coin when I'm offered it, but I think the hammer, again, we need something. We need something. Double edge would be huge here. Again, increased damage against armor. I don't know. I really don't know. I think it's a gamble. No matter what I choose, it's a gamble. So far, so good, though. I haven't really taken much damage, but if we get greedy for a mini boss room, Dash Nova, Shadow Slash, Double Edge. Oh my goodness, Double Edge, yes. Okay, don't need the Infernal Trove. Okay, we take the Hermes. We can't get bad news, but maybe we can get either Hyper Sprint again. We got Dan, that's huge. More HP.
I heard you got yourself into another mess that needed cleaning up.
I'm going to try and beat him, but I prioritize survival because these rooms last forever and the enemies are usually enhanced by something, and that means that they can very quickly kill us if I'm not careful. So yeah, if I can beat him, awesome, get the HP, but more importantly, I keep the HP that I have. In terms of... Oh no, Kiwi, I just threw so hard there. I ran into an arrow. Alright, I have to prioritize survivability. Toss out my lasers and just run. Oh my goodness, no. Oh my goodness. I am so lucky that didn't hit me. Armored chariots with where I am right now are probably the single most terrifying thing that could be thrown at me. Somehow we are still beating Fan, but I am not playing to win here. I am playing to survive. I am going to I'm gonna grit. I don't even know what I'm gonna say. I'm clenching my teeth. I'm clenching anything that my body could clench right now, especially my controller. I have 8 HP. Kiwi, I think this is it. I think this is where the run just dies. Like, if I manage to survive this room, if we don't get Patroclus in the next room, the run is just over. There's no chance. There is, like, 0 chance this is happening. I guess... I panicked because I thought I was going to get hit. I don't even know by what. It gives us a little HP. That's really what it is. Auto reload. That's awesome. That gives us a cast up. All right. Come on, please. Please give me Patroclus. Please.
How does he...
Oh, no. I have to take a mini boss. It's a trial or a mini boss, and we take the mini boss. Okay, it's not Asterius. There's still a chance. I can DPS this guy really fast. I can DPS the butterfly ball extremely fast. I may have to use Boldy here for extra HP, but I'm gonna sit on him for now. Save him for if the Elysian warriors cause an issue. But oh my goodness, if this mini boss had been Asterius, I genuinely think we would have lost the run there. We're clutching it out. We are living on a prayer here.
I'll keep my soul for now, thanks.
Snow Burst, Arctic Burst, there it is, Arctic Blast. Applying 10 stacks of chill causes a blast, clearing the effect. That's going to be a huge DPS up for us. Okay, that's really, really helpful. And another Demeter boon, we go for it. Although I could argue for Dionysus giving us strong drink, potentially saving the run. Nourished Soul versus Rare Crop are probably the things I'm considering on Demeter. Killing Freeze being another big one. Okay, so if I get clipped by that big AoE swing that the shielders do, I am dead. It will deal 30 damage and that will kill me. There's a Chaos Gate. There's no way I'm going to be able to have enough HP. Like, that's awful. We've gotten 2 different Chaos Gates with not enough HP to afford either of them. That feels really lame. That could have been cast stones for us. That could have honestly been HP for us. But it is what it is. Oh no. Oh, I have 2 HP, Kiwi. I'm now realizing that I did take the Lucky Tooth. I don't know why I'm playing like I don't have any salvaging this run. But still, like, this is so sketchy. This is so unbelievably sketchy. How did I forget that I took the Lucky... I guess I'm just like... when was the last time... Genuinely, when was the last time I took the Lucky Tooth on any run? It has been a good long while. Oh, well, there it goes. Like, I knew chariots or archers are going to be, I said it before, chariots or archers are going to be the ones to do it to me because I can't outdash them without greatest reflex from Hermes. Or maybe hypersprint. Hypersprint could probably do it if I had a higher tier hypersprint, but ugh. All right, we have our final 72 HP. We need Patroclus to show up. Demeter, Ravenous Will, or Nourish Soul. I don't know. I'm going to reroll and hope for Killing Freeze. Didn't get it. We'll take Nourish Soul. It'll heal me. I want damage, and Killing Freeze is probably our best option here. Free HP or a boon that I would use coin for. I still think we need Athena. We need Athena. We need Artemis. There's Artemis. Come on, Crystal Clarity, please. Oh my goodness, we got it. Oh, there's a chance, but okay. Oh my goodness, Patroclus, Kiwi, the run is alive. We have a chance. We actually have a chance. There's still a chance. Oh, I'm just gonna spin to win, my bro. Okay, Patroclus, please.
Somehow assist you then.
You know exactly how. Give me that sweet, sweet life. 4 Death Defiances because we had Lucky Tooth equipped. That is what I was hoping for. I don't know if we keep the 4th Death Defiance after we remove Lucky Tooth, but it doesn't matter. Lucky Tooth kept us alive to get there. The run is alive. We have a chance. I'm still not making promises because I'm just remembering the joy of the realization. We have extreme measures for Hades meeting us at the end. That was my compromise for not going a legitimate sword build, but building a cast build that can happen on any weapon. We take more levels on the cast, of course, and a Braid of Atlas, we're gonna take that. I think, yeah, I don't know. I can't afford anything in the shop anyway. We need it to make the heroes go faster. I'm going for it. All right, and we'll take the HP here for survivability. We're gonna be pretty tanky going into Hades, if nothing else, which I guess is worth something, maybe. All right, how many Death Defiances are we gonna eat on the heroes? I'm gonna say at least 1.
At last. Come, Mysterious. Let's vanquish this blackguard.
All right, gentlemen, say hi to my mom, or my grandma, rather. Mother-in-law's fury only applies to Hades, I suppose. But we only have 2 crystal beams, but 2 crystal beams with Glacial Glare and Arctic Burst is still a significant amount of damage. I just have to focus on hugging walls while Asterius is still alive and keeping beams on him. I think between the two, Asterius, Theseus, as long as you position appropriately, is by far the more manageable of the two, and overall hits less hard as long as you don't get clipped by his giant rocket bombs. All right, Bull has like a quarter of his HP left. We're making good progress. Oh man, I've got 5 minutes. Probably will actually have a decent amount of time left against Hades, all things considered. But look at their HP melt. Like, we only have 2 crystal beams. Oh no, we popped Theseus. Okay, we're good. Bull is down. Just let's spam up our cast so we're ready, and then we just try and dash strike him with double edge where we can, but getting the extra little couple hits of chilled probably don't matter. Our cast is all we need. There we go. Heroes down. 2. 1 more floor to go, Kiwi. 1 more floor to go. My shade for RNG, here we go. We've got 11.5 minutes on the clock going into Styx. We do have extreme measures 4. I think we take Acorn. Is there anything else? Bone Hourglass. Oh, Bone Hourglass is a consideration, but I think Acorn will keep us alive. Oh, I don't. Are you serious? The pool of purging on this run has been complete bull. I swear. Oh well, there's not much we can do. I don't think I'm going to waste my money. I'm going to save my money for palms or boons. We need those right now. An Athena boon for another Death Defiance if she's offered would be huge here. We don't need it yet. Oh, did we lose our extra Death Defiance? We did, unfortunately. I was hopeful it would stick around after we removed the Skelly keepsake. Oh well. We have 3 Death Defiances, 11.5 minutes. There's a chance. We're living on a prayer, but there's a chance. Take our fish may as well since we're passing through. I did see Demeter over there, so there's a chance we could get Arctic Burst again. I've already forgotten its name. I know it's Arctic Blast for the AoE around the cast. I think it was Arctic Burst for the other one. But I just, for some reason, its name does not stick. I'm going to go for the HP first. 50 more HP, honestly, between that and the Dionysus room, hoping for a strong drink for the HP heal after finishing the bosses. I don't even know if it's worth going for that extra Demeter room, frankly, if we get a 2-chamber Styx. Not yet. I don't know, I'll have to think about it. Between Demeter and Dionysus here, who is more valuable? Demeter gives more damage, Dionysus gives us potentially more survivability. I think it'll depend on how much HP we have after we clear the mini-boss in this chamber.
I can't.
That said, though, for an only 2-beam crystal beam build, it's doing work. It is absolutely doing work, which I appreciate. I absolutely appreciate. That does beg the question. I wonder what a all Demeter build would look like, frankly. Would probably be pretty strong, but her crystal beam is kind of whatever without crystal clarity to enhance it. I don't know. I think that's one of the other things I'm thinking about playing around with mods is just an all one god build and seeing how the gods, if you got them fully stacked up, how would they perform relative to each other? Who has the best like stacked up build? I can say in advance pretty confidently it's not going to be Aphrodite. It's definitely not going to be Aphrodite. If I were thinking, I mean, Zeus is the obvious answer. Ares I could make an argument for because both his slicing shot and his doom damage are pretty darn strong. The downside to Ares as a whole as a god is you really only want to build one of those two things on a normal run. And so having his boon split between two very different but very solid builds is rough. If you get bad RNG especially. All right, let's see. Dionysus, I think I probably go Dionysus here. A mini boss is a much safer option compared to a full Styx room. And maybe we do get the 3-chamber Styx, and that entices me to get that extra Demeter room. I'll have to think very carefully about how much I want to risk that extra room for if we do get the 2-chamber Styx. I mean, we are almost full HP with a HP cap of 285, which is actually phenomenal for us in terms of survivability. Plus we have Athena's dash. Plus we have...
It's no use.
We do have 3 Death Defiances still. Well of Charon here could be big. Again, I had questioned maybe taking Bone Hourglass. You never know if you're going to actually get a Well of Charon or not. And even if you do, there's no guarantee it'll give you the cast enhancements. But if we are offered a Braid of Atlas or a Prometheus Stone, we are taking it. We are offered neither, and that Cyclops Jerky is useless to us. It's kind of appealing on paper, but then you think about how little I'm using my attack, and it's just not worth it. We do have a 3-chamber Styx minimum, so that's pretty solid. That means we can take that extra Demeter boon and hope we get Arctic Burst back. I gotta be very careful against these traps, though, because I do think... No, I'm pretty sure I don't have Heightened Security on. Like I said in a previous run, I've made it a rule of thumb that if I take Extreme Measures 4, I try my best to keep Heightened Security off, so I don't have to deal with Extreme Measures 4 Hades plus pots. Pots that do 150 damage are just rough.
I got you, Zang. Got just the thing right here.
All right, what have you got, Dio? After Party Strong Drink. Okay, we definitely take Strong Drink here. That's a full heal at the end of Styx. That's going to be really good. And it's a 5% damage increase, but that's kind of the lesser of two significances. We take the Demeter boon here. We hope for what we can get. Watch her offered rare crop now, like at the moment of where it's most useless. That's often the case. Like when rare crop would be its funnest is at the very start of the run, of course, and we don't see it until we don't get it until Styx, where it's completely useless for what it does. It always feels bad when that happens. Granted, I guess Styx chambers do count as an encounter, so you can farm up stacks on rare crop pretty quickly. But if you find it at like where we are now, where we only have 2 chambers left after the Demeter boon we get in this room, like it's going to be completely useless for us. It really is. Hopefully, though, I really don't need more coin, I think, at this point, and I don't need the palm. Like, the palm would be nice, but I'm not going to go out of my way for it, for sure. So hopefully this is a 3-chamber Styx. We send it to Hades, and we just call it a run. Okay, it is. Cool. Okay. Demeter, please. Stubborn Roots or Killing Freeze? Honestly, Stubborn Roots is a terrible boon, especially when I have 3 Death Defiances. I go Killing Freeze here for sure. No questions asked.
Goes down smooth.
Would have really preferred Arctic Burst, but we'll take what we can get. Do I take the Artemis here, or do I take the Palm and hope it hits Glacial Glare or the cast? It probably, yeah, I think I go that route. Cast. Okay, 2 more levels on cast. We have a level 9 Crystal Beam. No levels on
the sack.
Or no levels on Glacial Glare, but we have Crystal Clarity. If I play super safe, even against Extreme Measures 4, I have 8 minutes on the clock. I have plenty of time to play it super safe. Kiwi, I'm not going to say we have this in the bag. I'm running a sword build for freak's sake, but I can do this. I can definitely do this. I just have to play super safe. We are going to cheese the heck out of this 40 heat win. All right, Hades, bring it on.
I've other work to get to. Arm yourself and let us end this quickly, boy.
I make no promises about the quick part, Hades, but we'll... the faster you're dead, the happier I will be. All right. Okay, here we go. Like I said, just gonna spam crystals. I've got Acorn to protect me. If we get Giant Void Stone, that will be a bit of a problem. I don't think whatever the Giant's gemstone is called. It's a little unideal because it can burn through our evergreen acorn shield very quickly, and then on top of that, it spawns an enemy with every hit, and that can block acorn hits. Let's see, what did we get? We got Sneak. Sneak can eat through our acorn extremely fast too. Like, that's the really frustrating thing is, like, aside from Mega Gorgon, which is very avoidable, most of the enemies that Hades can spawn on EM4 are just, there it goes, look at that. I just lost 3 charges of evergreen acorn out of nowhere. Like, I couldn't even respond quickly enough. Like, I'm so busy focusing on Hades that it's hard to avoid the Sneak's damage. Like, Mega Gorgon and Skull Crusher, it's funny, they're a pain in the arse in Asphodel, but when it comes to Hades, they're my preferred options in a lot of instances. I mean, Butterfly Ball isn't bad, it's mostly just in terms of conserving acorn. Like, the butterflies spread out, and the issue for us here is that they're not destroyed by the cast beams. So, unfortunately, if a butterfly ball comes out like this, I have to, like, constantly move. Alright, shield's down, it doesn't matter. Let's just focus down Hades where we can. I've got one use of Boldy left. I'm gonna save it for when I need iframes or, well, we'll see. Iframes or HP. But the fact that I think phase 3 is his worst phase just because he affects visibility. Oh my goodness, he hits for 70, Kiwi. Anyway, I will say, I think overall for me, phase 1 is objectively the worst phase. I think phase 3 is definitely more threatening overall, but if you get bad mini-boss RNG against phase 1, it is just rough, and it's where I'm most inclined to take hits, which is unfortunate because phase 1 is where we have our acorn charges usually. Alright, we're on to phase 2. Once again, we just keep doing the same strategy that's been working. We avoid Hades and just drop crystal beams. I'll focus crystal beams on his cast stones when I can. But every hit I take is like, actually not that much HP. It's like 1/5 of my HP, which is a lot, I suppose, but relative to what it usually is, when you stay, I don't know. I don't want it to. Every hit he gives us is somewhere in the realm of 50 to 70 damage. That is unideal, and that's without boiling blood in our system, which I assume increases the damage he deals to us by 50%. He's giving us free damage here, so I'll try and just get some damage. Him putting a pot on top of himself like that is super rude, though. And for some reason, the crystal beams didn't even try to break it. This is a little dicey. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay, we're fine. Here comes Cerberus. Okay, we're safe. Oh, lasers. Okay, we're good. Okay, all right, we're making it into phase 3 with Death Defiances. I think at this point it's in the bag. I'm not going to guarantee. I mean, again, he hits us with a couple 70s and we're just done. But here we go, phase 3, Kiwi. Can we do 40 heat on the sword? I mean, there's nothing really involving the sword here. Okay, we're boiling. Gotta be careful here because he very well could just. He can easily one-shot us a Death Defiance here. And, oh my goodness, 70 damage. There we go. One shot out of the Death Defiance. But we have 2 more. I can do this. I can definitely do this. If this were EM2, or like non-extreme measures 4, we would absolutely have it in the bag. Well, obviously, we would already have it in the bag. But it's not. We have a whole extra phase. He's half done. We can do this. I can do this. Just play safe. Just keep our distance. He may throw out a spear and chunk us, but we still have 3 whole Death Defiances. Wait, what? Wait. Didn't we just die? How do we have another Death Defiance? Oh my goodness, the Skelly Keepsake actually still persisted. That's so weird. It's a visual bug, but we actually had 4 Death Defiances because we Patroclused it. Alright, Kiwi. Let's go for the silly... Oh, well, there's another Death Defiance, but you know what? I've got a Boldy for you, sir. GG. 40 heat on the sword cleared. There we go. There we go. Feels good.
You fought well.
All right, Kiwi. There we go. All right, so definitely the least legitimate 40 heat win, I suppose, but I'm happy with myself. A win is a win, and I can't complain much more than that. Boldy believed us. Boldy gave us 7% cast damage. Like, what the heck? All right, definitely honor Aspect of Poseidon, Crystal Clarity, our cast for sure. Glacial Glare probably, but oh my goodness. I need to make this look pretty. Maybe I can make colors alternate. Whatever, I don't care. There we go, 145 win streak. We did it. Every weapon has been cleared at 40 heat minimum. We still technically need that shield clear on the save file, but
creatures are familiar to Zagreus, having fought countless satyrs back. But he discovers this time that not even satyrs possess the sheer, ferocious power of a startled mountain goat.
You know what they say, Kiwi? Play lame, win game, and we won game here. I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna take the win. I will try a Nemesis run and play it legit one day, but today is not that day. There we go.
Thank you, everyone.
There we
You're
go.
too kind.
Alrighty. Whew. I will continue to say the sword is just not my favorite weapon, and it is not my cup of tea. Give me the ranged weapons. Give me even the twin fists.
Though the underworld is ready when you are.
But the sword, there is just something about the sword that does not mesh well with my brain.
Applause until the end.
You sound amazing.
All right, Kiwi. I don't need ambrosia.
Hey, it's Dusa again.
All right, what do you guys have to say?
This is a private chat, if you'll excuse us, Zag.
You guys talking about me?
We'll see you later out there, Zagreus.
Or in there, in the bedroom, I guess. Since that's a thing, apparently. All right, Nyx.
You look rather well on this occasion, child.
All right, Kiwi. I'm gonna go rest my throat and my heart and... But there we go. 40 heat on the sword. Insane. Feels good. Did we forgot to talk to Cerberus. Hold on.
Best, you know that, don't you,
We
boy?
need good luck pets for every run if we're going to be running high heat like this. Give us some good RNG, boy. We need to remember Cerberus. We need to remember my good shade.
The ever-faithful Cerberus remains resting steadfastly in his spot.
I feel exhausted, Kiwi.
See you, boy.
I feel so exhausted. I'm gonna go rest my voice.
Please take care of yourself, okay?
I'm gonna go rest the rest of me too. Kiwi, I hope you've enjoyed watching, and if you're awake, I hope this is helping you fall asleep. I can't believe it. I'm just like, 32 heat on the sword was enough for me to think it was impossible, and yet here we are. 40 heat on every weapon. My gosh.
What's up, boy?
Alright, Kiwi, I don't know what I'm gonna do next, but we'll figure it out off camera. Or, you know what, maybe it's time I do the shield. Let's get that 45 heat win. I'll decide if that's what I'm actually going to commit to when I feel like it. I don't feel like it right now. Kiwi, I hope you've enjoyed watching, and if you're awake, I hope this is helping you fall asleep.
Yeah.
If you're sleeping,
Let me have it already, boyo. No holding back.
I hope you're sleeping well. I love you in the next one. I don't even know, but we'll see. Until then,
Do it.
sleep well. See you in the next one, Kiwi.